100 minus 7.
Jules. Bam. I'll be balling. Yeah. Jules. 100 minus 7. I be getting to them racks, money ballin' with my dogs, running up a bag, I be running up yards, scoring shot ready, I was on the ball, 100 minus 7. Yo, welcome to Sportz Nova TV, 100 minus 7 Sportz, and today we gotta talk about the Alien versus the Detroit Bad Boys. Now the Bad Boys are back, and I ain't talking about Diddy, and I'm not talking about the police. I'm talking about the Isaiah Thomas shit, you heard? Talking about Dennis Rodman shit, you heard? The Bad Boys, man. Now, shout out to Cade Cunningham, yo. Him and Wemby, they up for MVP. So, I don't know who gonna get it, but Wemby been balling, and Detroit the best in the East right now. But tonight, the Alien, you know, he touched down with the spaceship, and he said, yo, okay, I got something for you. And he was out there blocking shots, playing defense, and the Spurs got the dub. Now they saying that the Spurs could get back to how they used to be with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Ginobili. Yeah, y'all know that name. Y'all already know the vibes, man. But Wemby, he played like all of them in one. You know what I mean? He could dribble the ball. Now Detroit, they been smoking everybody, including the Knicks. Now Detroit been the best in the East. But when it came to the Spurs, like they started off hot in the beginning. I ain't gonna lie, they started off on fire. But then later on down the line, the Spurs came back. They just played defense. It looked like they just went into the locker room and something just snapped back into them. They like, nah, nigga, Wemby, you the alien, nigga. Handle these niggas, abduct these niggas, whatever you gotta do, nigga. You the alien, nigga, Wemby. But yo, we talked to OGDC about this, man. We got his opinion on the game, and we gonna see what's up with this season, man. Is it Detroit versus the Spurs in the finals? I don't know. It could be. Now you still got OKC, but Wemby, it look like he ready for them too, man. So the Alien versus the Bad Boys, you heard? And the Bad Boys didn't win. They wasn't looking so bad tonight, you heard? They was actually looking like the good boys tonight, because when you had to face the alien, I guess when it's human versus alien, it's different. You know, it's a different story. Now they can handle the regular humans, but when it comes to the alien, they ain't really have nothing to, you know, it wasn't nothing they can do. Because it's like, how you going to adjust your game to somebody that's 7'6" shooting like that, man? But shout out to Wemby, shout out to Cade. Now, I don't know, Cade been balling. Now he could possibly. I'm not saying he don't deserve the MVP, but he still got smoke from the Joker, SGA, and Wemby. Now it's gonna be a tough one, but me, if the Spurs win like the next 10 games and Wemby have a nice game, I feel like Wemby might get it this year. Now if Detroit can keep this record that they got, shoot, they might have to give it to Cade by default, and not by default because they really out here balling, man. They out there doing their thing, but Detroit versus the Spurs, man. So what's up, Wemby? You gonna do like Duncan, like Robinson? Give the Spurs a ring? We'll see what's up. But as far as tonight, Detroit, they lost, man. But we gonna talk to OGDC and get his opinion, see what he think about the game. But y'all know the vibes, man. Yo, welcome to Sportz Nova TV, 100 minus 7 Sportz. And tonight, we talking with OGDC, you heard? We talking about the Pistons versus the Spurs. Now, we talking about the Alien versus Cade Cunningham. Now, OG, word on the block, word on the street is that Cade Cunningham might be the MVP. You feel like Cade Cunningham is the MVP of the league?
Yeah, man, I said it a couple days ago.
But also, they saying that Wemby might be the MVP of the league.
He could be.
Then I want to, before we get into the game, I want to ask you, like, how you feel about SGA and the Joker being disqualified for being MVP just because they missed a few games.
Well, they missed too many games. It's not just a few games.
But the games they were in.
If you miss too many games, it just takes a little bit of your legitimacy away. Now, if you want to talk about lowering it down for 5 more games or something else like that, that might be some sort of remedy. But to say that just because they're great in the games they were in, and you didn't do the whole season, no.
Okay, but that being said,
at some point you have to cut it off.
Since they disqualified,
endurance and the ability to go and play a game through the season should be awarded, and you shouldn't be cheated for it.
What?
Would you agree?
That's a fact.
Thank you.
Word. But that being said,
no.
You're not
cheating me if I go 60 and you go 40, and our numbers are pretty good and mine are high, but you still like this dude. I can't help you.
Right. So now
you wasn't there. I was.
Right. So now we're gonna talk about the actual MVP candidates. That's actually not disqualified.
Don't be a fan.
So now we're going back to the Spurs versus the Pistons. And the reason why we talking about the Spurs versus the Pistons because those both are MVP candidates. We got Wemby the Alien versus Detroit's bad boy Cade Cunningham. Now, OG, who you feel like should be the MVP? Wemby or Cade Cunningham?
That's a hard one for me because I've been watching Wemby for forever, and I'm so surprised in the way he's grown up and the abilities that he has. When he first came on the scene, it's like, woof. Man, but the dude can handle himself. He shoot a three. He can do everything he needs to do. He's grown up and learned the game. Cade, he's playing on the Pistons.
Right, they're the number one team in the East right now.
Yes, they are. But they're on the Pistons. I bet you couldn't find 10 people who can tell you who that is.
Right.
So they're number one in the East.
They got a pretty good record, OG.
Yeah, they do. For those of us who go look for it and go look around for it, yes, we know.
But tonight they lost. They lost to the Spurs, man. So Wemby, they couldn't handle the alien. You didn't see Wemby out there blocking the ball. How do you feel about tonight's game?
Yeah.
Because now they talking about MVP. Wemby saying like I'm the MVP.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. When they was out there looking like maybe Wemby's the MVP because if they see them in the finals, right, OG?
Yeah.
Who you got, Detroit or the Spurs? Who will win in the finals, Detroit or the Spurs?
I'm gonna say the Spurs.
Say the Spurs. So because tonight the Spurs they won by 11, and the thing is Detroit came out playing hard, but afterwards. Like around the third quarter, it was just nothing they could do with it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
The Spurs start playing good defense, and after that, it just seemed like it got kind of quiet over there. You know what I mean? But overall, the game it was a good game because Detroit came out flaming. Though I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, they came for it.
They was dunking on niggas, doing all type of shit. But Wemby got his get back. He was dunking on niggas, and I think Jalen Duren he dunked on Wemby. But at the same time, Wemby was dunking on niggas all night and blocking shots after that.
Oh, and going out to the three. Just making it easy for everybody else on the team to get a little piece. You may try to slow him down, but oh no.
No, facts.
He changes games. He could be the MVP. Don't make me change my mind right now.
Well, so after tonight's game, who you think is gonna be the MVP?
Right now.
Who you think is going to do? Because the Joker and SGA is already disqualified.
Right.
So who you think is going to be the MVP? Wemby or Cade Cunningham?
I said Cade Cunningham at the beginning of this thing.
Before
we talk about it. I'm leaning towards Wemby. Just because I knew what he looked like when he first came into the NBA.
The alien,
yeah.
All right, OG, we gonna see, man. We got a few more games. You already know once playoff time hits, we already gonna know the vibes, man. We gonna see who make it to the finals.
Yeah.
So we got the big dogs of the West and the big dogs of the East. So OG, we gonna wrap this up, man. You know the vibes, man. It's Saucing Over TV, 100-7 Sports. Your host OGDC. And we out, man.
Peace.
So overall, as y'all can see, it was a good game. And OG, he just told y'all his thoughts, but we gonna wrap it up, man. Shout out to Wimby, the alien, man. You know, it's a UFO, and the UFO, Detroit had to witness it tonight. You heard? But y'all know the vibes, man. It's your host, Priest. It's Saucing Over TV, 100 minus 7 Sports, and I'm out, man. Peace.